What's going on, all you filthy degenerates, and welcome back to TBM Sports. Let's get into the Saturday action in the MLB. We'll talk MLB best bets, recap yesterday, and we'll get into the full slate of action. We got a good one, and we got a couple really good baseball games today I'm looking forward to. We'll get done with playing some golf here, fire up the grill, get the ribs on the smoker, and hopefully some friends will join us. This will be a nice little Saturday, so have a day out there, guys, and enjoy it, because before you know it, if you are in the Midwest or anywhere in the colder seasons, you will be back. It will be football season before you know it, and we'll be picking up some snow off the ground. So gotta love baseball while it's still around, and that's what Saturdays are for. So let's get into it. Let's talk some baseball. Recap yesterday. If you are not yet a subscriber here at TBM Sports, hit that like button. Please smash that like button, and be sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to subscribe to the channel on YouTube, okay? 100% free. All it does is let YouTube know you like what I'm talking about, and it does help help me grow. So if you do want to see that, make sure you guys all put those thumbs up, and let's talk some baseball. All right, recapping yesterday real quickly. The Brewers only won 3-2, so we did lose that run line. Still shot my shot on a value play. We're going to start mixing in some splits where we do take half units on money lines, half units on run lines, but still stand by that play. And then the other game that we did have was the Miami Marlins, the over 8. Kind of kicking myself. I liked the Marlins straight up pretty much all weekend against the Braves in Truist. So we're going to be going right back to the well, but I just wish I would have done the Miami Marlins on the money line as well as the over. So, you know, it's kind of a wash as we look into how it played out with backing Chase Burns in the prop market. Boy, he's a nice flamethrower, and those props will be delivering. We're going to be riding and laddering Chase Burns until they decide to get him on a little bit of a pitch count. You know, just absolutely mows when the metrics are behind him, and reaching 10 Ks through 6 innings of work, paying at that plus 240 level as we got to that upper rung of the ladder. So congrats to anybody who did tail on that. So depending on how much you did kind of have in the balance, slightly profitable or slightly of a slight loss yesterday, depending on unit size. So we will bounce back today. I will give out 5 picks. Let's get into it. The thing that we'll talk about as we get into Outlier, and if you aren't using Outlier, make sure you guys do so. This is basically where you can make the best bet available using all sports books, and it's just simply put for props, multiple seasons. You should be using this. There is a 7-day free trial. Links are down below. I am affiliate with them, so please keep that in mind. But this is where I use it each and every single day, so just keep that in mind as well. The first game on the docket, the Marlins and the Braves. Now, this is going to be funny for some of you guys, because my video I put out yesterday, as I was handicapping the Friday games, I was actually looking at the Saturday pitching slate. So I got a little bit of things mixed up. It kind of just very fickle within kind of, sometimes you can click the wrong button while you're recording. I'm not a how should I say this? I'm not a YouTuber first. I'm a Bettor first, YouTuber second. So keep that in mind. And please forgive that mistake that I made yesterday. But we did correct it. We did bounce back and get that correct video out a little bit later in the day. But we will still go back to this well. I like the Marlins all weekend. All right, simply put, as we look at this, they do have a doubleheader. So this will be the second game. I'm going to scratch off this first game, and I kind of do like them even on the first game as well. Gusto versus Waldrop. This will be the no play for me. All right. And especially if the Marlins, now this is what I'm telling you guys, and this is why I'm going to bet this early. If the Marlins win, or I'm sorry, if the Marlins lose game 1, okay, as we scroll down and we find this 7:15 first pitch, this minus 110 for Miami will probably be just a little bit hammered, I should say, by some groups, okay? And what I mean by that is that minus 110 will no longer be available, all right? So if you do want to back me on this, Sandy Alcantara on the road pitching against Eric Fetty. We're on the Fetty fade, all right? The Fetty fade is live, 3-12 on a year. For me, guys, I'm backing the Marlins. No doubt about it. That is probably my favorite play of the day in game 2. Betting it early, because if they lose game 1, that number will get inflated quite a bit. Okay, so that is the first official play. All right, next game on the card we are going to talk about, and it is very impressive. And look at some of the statistics for the Marlins, and I did talk about this in a previous video. Seems like each year we do kind of look at the bottom feeders in the MLB. This time of year especially, right? We wave the white flag, jockeying for playoff positioning, stuff like that. You know, contracts, checking out, getting ready for the offseason. All those things do kind of play a role in the back half of the MLB season. However, not as much as you would see in other sports, particularly the NBA, but within the major leagues, kind of see it right now. All right. And the Braves are one of those teams, in my opinion, that could be showing some signs of, as I say, just kind of laying down. 48 and 67 on the season. But the Marlins, this is something where you look into them, the Athletics. I know they kind of gave away a lot of pieces, but the Marlins, the Athletics, even the Pirates hitting the baseball. Okay, there's a lot of weird kind of teams that we don't necessarily look at, and the Marlins are one of those teams. Did take a little piece of action there, 25-1 for them to make the playoffs. I know it's a long shot back behind the likes of the Mets and the Phillies in division, but still, with the three spot wild cards, there is a avenue where you could get a little weird there if they do catch a little bit of fire. All right. But I like them hitting the baseball. That's basically what I was getting down to. Astros and Yankees, Framber Valdez and Luis Hill. This was a play yesterday I did give out in that kind of pump fake video, if you will. I like the Astros fading Luis Hill. Okay, did not like his first start back after return from injury. So if you do want to get involved in this market, you can find the Astros here on your screen. Minus 118, that's kind of where I would look at for this contest. Plus 140 is some good juice. I like a lot of splits today, but the Astros minus 118, under $1.20 for that money line, backing Framber Valdez. Kind of where I would go, okay? Especially off of a loss, fading the Hill train. That's kind of where I would bet this game. I did give it out yesterday. Don't like it as much today, so this will be just a lean, not an official play. Next game on the card, the Nats and the Giants. Fading the Nats right now. They've only won 2 of their last 10 games. Giants have won 3 straight. This is a bet where I'm going to be laying the San Francisco Giants here on the run line. All right, they've hit the run line in 3 straight games. Plus 135 is the best number available. You can find there on Caesars. And this is the beauty of outliers. You see, kind of want to shop around. Just yesterday, for example, okay, I told you guys about that Shedeur Sanders prop. Okay, this is why I use outlier. Okay, it was $1. It was minus 155 for Shedeur Sanders, minus 150 for Shedeur Sanders to throw a touchdown. Now, you know he's going to get a half of work. I knew they were going to see what he could do, air the football out. He had 2 touchdowns, but it was minus 155 for any Browns player to throw a touchdown. So, say he only goes 1 series, say he gets pulled to halftime, whatever the case may be. You have to shop around. You have to bet the best numbers available. And if you aren't using a service such as Outlier, it really does put you at a disadvantage, in my opinion. You're just spending money on juice that you don't need to be spending, okay? And this is a prime example here as the Giants, and you can get ahead of some of these line moves. Minus 1.5 is plus 135, okay? But looking at the various books here, it's not a lot. For example, within just a $10 better per se. But if you are laying some serious unit sizes down, this isn't really too drastic. But DraftKings, for example, if some people I know only bet on DraftKings, okay, that's plus 129. You're losing basically $6 for every 100 that you do bet, and that's kind of over the course of a season that does really start to stack up on you. So get the most value you can within your slips, and that's where I like the Giants. Minus 1.5, plus 135 with Wisenhunt on the bump going against Lord, who has been dead atrocious, 2-6 on the season. I like Wisenhunt a lot and look for the Giants to stay hot. That is my best bet for this game. As you can see, also the handle does agree with me, as we have 95% of the handle versus 72% of the bets on the Giants run line. Okay. That will be my second official play. Next game let's talk about is the Detroit Tigers hosting the Los Angeles Angels, and we will look at the Charlie Morton resurgency going against Kikuchi. Like the Tigers again, okay? We saw Scooball take care of business today. Tigers looking like they're getting on their stride once again. Let's hope for them to pick up the steam here, as they are 67-50 on the season. But I do like the Tigers quite a bit in this contest. Fading Kikuchi, 5-7 on the year, 3.22 ERA. And like I said, Charlie Morton, since coming over from Baltimore, looking like a good pickup. So hopefully we get to see that kind of resurgency for that crafty veteran to continue his stretch. But Tigers money line is minus 130. That's kind of where I would target the Tigers in this contest, just trusting their bats just a little bit more as they are at home. Okay. Reds, Pirates, we get Martinez going against Ashcroft. No bet for me in this contest. Coin flip. The Pirates beat the Reds yesterday, I believe, even though Chase Burns did throw exceedingly well. And forgive me if I'm wrong on this one, but yeah, the Pirates did win 3-2 despite Burns' 6 innings of great effort. And that's kind of where look for the Reds to bounce back here. Kind of just going zigzag here. Reds have lost 3 straight. Lean Reds, but no official play. And then the next game, the Athletics and the Baltimore Orioles. Okay, that's kind of where we look into how do you not like the Athletics in this contest? All right, Perkins is young. Both of these pitchers collectively on the season, 0-7 official decisions. All right, so it's a very stiff kind of coin flip, but I do expect some runs. We see this set at 10. Check the weather and the wind in Camden Yards before you lay anything, but I would lean the over 10 and also the Athletics on the money line, where you will find a plus 106 price. Okay, that's how I would approach that one. Royals and Twins. We saw a game go 9 runs or more yesterday. Kind of a different little bit of a contrarian feel for that one. So I do think that we may see some runs again today. We get Cameron going against Bailey O'Bear. Not too shabby of an overplay. I think that the Kansas City Royals will get to O'Bear, and the Twins, as long as they hit the baseball, I could see this one going over. But sharp move towards the under if we do look at the betting splits, as 63% of the handle, as you see here on your screen. Okay, and it's a little bit down here where you can see that 63% of the handle versus 36% of the bets on the under. Okay, that's kind of where we're going to pass on that game, just being fully transparent. The Mets and Brewers. The Brewers came back winning 3-2 yesterday. Today we get them in action. We will see Myers going against a pitcher not to be named for the Mets as of now. The Brewers, 71-44 on the season. So a couple of those futures tickets are live. Got to like Milwaukee a little bit here. Look for that to continue. The Mets, they're struggling, boy. 1 out of their last 9, or one of their last 10 games they have won, and conversely, the Brewers have won 9 of their last 10. So keep that in mind. All right, but no play for me in that game. The next game on the card, the Guardians and the White Sox. Okay, I think we're gonna get runs all weekend long. And that's kind of where we look at this game between the Guardians and the White Sox. For me, guys, it's an over. Okay, that will be an official play. I'm taking the 8.5 there at minus 114. Love the White Sox hitting the baseball, and Cantillo has been giving up 3-4 runs earned in his outings. He has been kind of showing some signs of life, but the Burke end of the White Sox Cleveland team total, I do like that. I did like that yesterday. That one cashed. And the White Sox, I love them in terms of offensive efficiency since the All-Star break. They have dropped 5 straight, but I still think that this is enough where we can see the Cleveland team score enough within the overall total, and 8.5 is kind of what I'm looking for in this contest. We did talk about the Marlins. We talked about that being an official play. The second game of the doubleheader. Not the first, so that one was already done. But the Phillies and Rangers, okay? Jesus Luzardo, 10-5 on the season, going against Jacob deGrom, 10-4. All right, so this is a great pitching matchup. The Phillies, they took care of business yesterday. Looking at the Phillies here, plus 116 on the money line. Maybe fade deGrom, okay? Maybe fade deGrom. Also, I just think that's kind of where the Phillies are playing better baseball, better team overall, even though we do get a little interleague going on here. And for me, guys, it should be a great pitching matchup, but I do think that the Phillies have a better leg to stand on in terms of runs expected, and that's kind of where I would lean, but no official play. It's just something where, yes, deGrom will be the better pitcher in this matchup statistically, but I just think the Phillies have the better bats overall, okay? Cubs off a loss going against the Cardinals. It's Palante and Rea. We did see Matthew Boyd get the L. That was very shocking. So this is another stay-away game, divisional game, coin flip game on St. Louis at home. So it comes down to a couple things. I think that the Cubs at plus 100 off a loss, very enticing. Not enough for me to get involved, but that's kind of where I stack up if we're going to talk about it, okay? And then a few other games. We have 4 to run through here. The Rockies and Diamondbacks. The Blaylock-Rodriguez matchup in the Rockies-Diamondbacks. As we saw, the Diamondbacks winning yesterday. Just honestly, this is a game and spot. I don't like the Diamondbacks kind of where they're at right now. If this game was in Coors Field, a little bit different of opinion here on the over, but I just don't trust their lineup after delivering a lot of their players to other teams. And in this matchup, it's just simply put, I'm not going to lay over $2 on the Diamondbacks, and I don't trust them enough on the run line. Albeit the Rockies have been absolutely atrocious as they've dropped 5 straight games where they have not covered the +1.5. So if you were going to bet it, it's going to be a -110 on the Snakes on the run line, but otherwise it's a pass. Okay. Next bet that we will have officially on the channel, Padres off a loss. This is where we're going to go right back to it. Okay. Targeting the NL West today a little bit. All right. We're going to do a split with the Padres. Okay. I think that they are looking very nice in the spot. Okay. It's basically a spot where we get Michael King, okay, and going against Lucas Giolito, okay. Michael King has been very impressive, and I think that Giolito, 8-2 on the year, can't ignore that. But as long as King gives you 5 innings of good ball, I think that the Padres will do enough in this game to survive. They could even win this game the likes of like 4-1, okay? It could be a blowout, personally. I think that Giolito will get ripped. The Padres are in Petco. For me, guys, this is why we're going to play a split. It kind of gives us a little bit of a cushion if we do see a 1-run game, so we will kind of push in that regard. So we're going to be playing a split. Essentially, it's a Padres -1 bet, half unit on the money line, half unit on the run line at +150. And as long as the Padres win by 2, you cash 2 tickets, kind of like an Asian handicap if you do want to take that Padres -1. Okay, that'll be my official play with that half unit split, okay, on both sides of that bet. Blue Jays and Dodgers, that'll be the last game before we get in. I'm sorry, second last game that we were going to talk about, but last official play. I like the Dodgers here on the run line, okay, +126 price. They do get Blake Snell going against Chris Bassett. Kind of looking at Chris Bassett's number, and I know you guys are saying, oh, you're fading the Blue Jays, and they're the best team in baseball. Well, that's kind of what we're looking at, okay? I think the Dodgers rise to the top. They rise to the occasion. Whenever the stage is set, I think this is something where you look at the Dodgers winning last night as well. Just kind of what we're looking at, and this is my handicap. Could be wrong. If you guys want to back me, great. If you want to fade me, great. But I am going to lay the Dodgers on the run line at a +126 price. And that will be kind of how I approach this game. This is another game where you could do that half unit split, okay? But I think that the Dodgers behind Snell, better matchup, good enough odds for me to get involved, and that's kind of where we're going to do that half unit split, okay? So give me the Dodgers, half unit -165 on the money line, half unit on the run line at +126, okay? That's my final official play. The last game to talk about is Tampa Bay and Seattle. The Mariners won yesterday. Winners of 7 of their last 10 and 5 of their last 5, okay? They're running really hot. Their offense, I think, is going to be really solidified for that postseason run. 64-53 on the season. The only thing about this game is I like Tampa Bay's pitching matchup a little bit better, but I don't want to fade that Mariners lineup. So at a -125 price, don't really want to get involved, so this will be a pass for me as well. So I am staying away from this game, but I would kind of just end on that note where I'm saying that the Mariners have a very, very strong showing if they want to make a run behind that rotation in the postseason. Mariners are at home. Not too often you see a total set at 8 when they are at home. Usually it's a 7.5, so keep that in mind. But if you wanted to find a juiced up 8.5, potentially going under that, as it is a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, but no official play for me in this late game contest, okay? So that'll about do it, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. If you have not done so by now, hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Thank you all for tuning in. Good luck on your picks. Quick recap for us on the day. We're going over 8.5, Cleveland -114. We're taking the Marlins on the money line -110. Also, we're taking the San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres, and the Dodgers. We're going to do the split on all 3 of those games, okay? So we're going to take half unit on the money line, half unit on the run line at plus money, and that's going to hopefully all cash as all 3 of those NL West teams win by 2. Not likely, hoping for 2 or 3, but if we do get a 3 out of 3 sweep from the NL West, we'll take it. Those are my 5 best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Good luck out there, and we'll see you all tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.